traveled together, we cried together, laughed together, sweated together, bled together. We lived together, died together.
Right. And, well, you guys died on a great evening to win that state championship, so I'd like to say, congratulations to you.
Really, congrats. It's a tough thing.
Well, thank you.
Like you said, they're not
easy. No, they're not.
It looked easy. Every game I seen going into it was about 20, so I know y'all wasn't big.
You weren't playing. That's why it looked
as a spectator, it does look easy, but down there below, it's all work.
Absolutely. Now, you want to tell us your secret? What's the secret?
Great players. There's no doubt. You have to have players. Great players make great coaches.
Absolutely.
If you don't have the players, no matter how good a coach you are, you're not going to win.
But I truly agree with you in giving the credit to these young men and where they're at. But you're a great coach yourself. For you to be able to continue doing that when there's coaches that have been around that haven't even won a state championship. I mean, you take on 9. What do you do to prepare yourself to corral such a great group of young men year in and year out to get them to that level for yourself?
We have, not just myself, but my coaching staff, the school in general, have created a culture of success in the classroom, in the community, socially, athletically. It's just a culture of success at East High School.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's just everybody expects to be successful, and we have high expectations for everybody.
Okay. Now, what happened? I know last year was a tough loss in the state title in Cedar Crest. What did you gain from that loss last year? What do you think as a group, from the kids and yourself?
Motivation, if nothing else. We were motivated because we kind of took the championship game for granted last year because we had played that team prior, and we had beaten them pretty handily. So we didn't really mentally think that they could beat us.
So mature.
Right. With the maturity and the motivation.
Good.
Now, for yourself, though, was that one of your biggest shocking moments, you think?
As far as losing?
Yes.
It was because I thought we were better than them. In fact, I knew we were better than them.
Absolutely.
It's a thing where for a year we were scrutinized in the community, and we had to hear about Eagle Crest loss, and from the barbershops and rec centers, all the haters, Northeast Denver that had something to say, and they don't understand that anybody can win in one game in high school. Or in college, as you see Duke lost, or even in the pros. In one game situation, anybody can lose and win a game.
Yeah, the Nuggets beat the Heat the other night down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that shows a lot, for yourself as you going through so much, being a coach with so much history yourself. It seems like you're still learning.
I am. I learn every day. I learn something from these kids. I've learned a lot from other coaches, and we've had great coaches. I learned something from the girls' coach watching their practices. I learned something about basketball every day, something about people every day.
Absolutely.
Well, a great coach like you gets more out of them than they think they can get, and it's really you applaud. We all applaud you for getting more out of them than they know they can give you.
Well, humanly, kids at this age don't understand what their limits are and what it takes to reach those limits. So they have to kind of prod that out of them to reach their peaks and reach their limits.
Okay, so with you saying these kids now, you've had a chance to go through different generations of kids.
Right.
Starting in '89 at Manual, correct? Well,
I started in 1979 at George Washington.
Oh wow!
You're the head coach at GW.
No, I wasn't. I was assistant. Yeah.
Okay. Did you? Now, so what's been the difference each group of generation of kids? Because from one period I remember watching you coach at Manual. You had the like Ronnie Buttons, you had Chucky Sprawling, you had Johnny Reese, you had Greg Nicholson, you even had your son there for a while. You had the Baileys. You had quite a bit of players, and now you go into a new generation where I see for myself, my group of kids, the kids I grew up with Bickerstaff and that group, Keneal, Jermaine Mason. Now to these young men. What's been the difference? Have you had to use different things to motivate each different group?
You do. I mean, coming from the 70s to 2000s, technology has changed things.
The shorts have changed.
Everything. The dress, the wear has changed. But the kids have evolved, and you have to be more creative with the kids.
Absolutely.
I mean, in the 70s, they had a natural love for the game. Now you've got to find what triggers them and try to connect the love for the game. You have too many other things going on with technology.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I see you guys. You really keep the fashion alive in basketball with Under Armour over there.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think I've never seen a game with you guys in the same pair of shoes, and then I see you guys walking around with about 3 pairs of shoes dangling from your backpack. Who makes that decision for that? Is it you or
Lori Collier is responsible for these young men getting all that Under Armour stuff. She has connection. And, I mean, these kids will get 8 or 9 pair of shoes per year from Under Armour, as well as traveling suits, as well as jackets, hats, gloves, socks. You name it, Under Armour equips them.
Definitely. And now, does that help for your program in this day and time where you see you have so many more programs now, unlike, look at Overland, South, coming alive. Do you think those things help with your program?
It's uniformity. If everybody dresses the same and looks the same, a lot of times that helps with your esteem on your team. When the other kids are wearing Adidas, Nike, or something, they're wearing multiple shoes. When you wear one shoe, it gives you some type of uniformity.
Do you like the exposure that the kids are getting nationally or from a national tournament perspective? And I mean, when they're traveling to, wherever Lincoln.
I like it as a team. I don't like the AAU stuff because a lot of those guys are flesh peddlers and they're using kids for their own gain.
Absolutely.
But when you travel as a high school team, you understand your agenda and what your goals are.
Absolutely. Now, you have your son on your bench as one of your assistant coaches. How is that? I mean, you've been able to go from developing him as a young man to coaching him to now he's coaching with you, and it seems like to me he's taking on that realm for you. How is that?
He's learned from a very young child. He's lived basketball, and he's played for some great coaches. Lonnie Porter played for a guy from Sheridan Junior College, and he's played for some great coaches. And he's probably involved into a better coach than I ever was. And it's just a matter of him finding the correct fit. He coached my Bell for 7 years as head coach, but he's never had the talent that we've had.
Absolutely.
And I mean, he's probably a better coach than I've ever been because of the mixture of coaches he's learned from.
Just like you said, though, great players made great coaches.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Bob Knight recruited, Krzyzewski recruited. It's just part of the charm.
They have the top of the line of kids.
Yeah, and their facilities are great as well. But ultimately, like you said, you can't draw them in. It doesn't. You could coach something.
You have to establish a culture. I mean, it can't be this year we play well next year.
Is Andy Mendelsberg the principal?
He has a great principle of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he supports his kids, he supports us,
Yeah.
and I mean, he's provided A1 facilities for us, renovated the gym for us.
Absolutely.
So he's a great leader.
It's funny, Andy, when I was there, Andy was only baseball coach. Softball. But his brother,
Scott was the softball coach at East Pryor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was there. So now
Andy came up through the ranks. He learned every facet of education and in the school. He's actually paid his dues and earned his way up to the top.
Now, do you find that easier having a principal like that in your corner when you came in, he was actually just working on softball, coaching the softball team, to now being the principal there? Do you find that a better relationship for you as a coach and just developing and knowing what you guys do?
It always helps when your leaders have at least experience coaching.
Absolutely.
And participating in coaching, because I've had some principals who don't care about athletics. I mean, they emphasize academics, which is good, but you have to have some type of hands-on with athletics to understand how it helps you in your academics and helps you in school.
Absolutely.
What's your biggest challenge on a daily basis with these kids? I know they're great. I know they're the best players and all that stuff, but what's your biggest challenge with each of them?
With this particular group, it has been the parents.
Really?
They're not negative, but every parent wants his kid to be a star.
Absolutely.
They want Coach Carey to make their child a star. I can't make you a star.
Mm-hmm.
If you have some potential, we can help you reach your potential as a staff. I can't make you a star, but every parent wants their kid to play.
Yeah.
They want their kid to be the star or the person, and it's hard blending those personalities.
Sure.
You work them out in practice. You have an agenda, and they go home to another agenda.
You put them in a position to succeed. Obviously, you had the highest pinnacle of success for the state of Colorado. But the issue is that you have to juggle all those things.
You have to deal with
a challenge.
Not only the kids, but you have to deal with the parents too.
Yeah,
and the reinforcement is not there all the time that you need when they go home.
Okay. Well, the buy-in has got to definitely be fundamentally from the parents, and that's, I coach up at Fort Horn High School, and that's always a challenge. I mean, just because of personality differences.
Well, I tell the parents, your kid can't play like you want him to. They have to play like I want him to.
Right. Within the framework of the structure of the offense or defense or whatever, the team.
Right. And, a lot of parents don't understand why my kid is not playing anymore, because there's what we call parent vision, where all they see is what their kids do right. They don't see the things that they do wrong. And we spend more time with them on a daily basis in basketball, so we have an accurate idea of where they are in terms of talent.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and get ready to introduce some of your players here. We'll still ask you questions as we go, talking about each young man, things things like that. But let's go around the horn.
We're gonna stand up. Tell us what position you play, year that you are.
Yeah, we'll start from right to left. We have a packed house here, so just speak clearly. Let us know your name.
I'm August Letcher. I'm a center and I'm a senior.
Go ahead, do it again.
I'm August Letcher. I'm a senior and I play center.
Absolutely.
Good work.
Now, before you sit down, where do you plan on attending school after this?
Probably going to go to Kansas.
Okay.
University of Kansas.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I had a buddy, Greg Davis, go there, so he'll be proud to hear that. He came out of the East, too. Next up.
I'm Tyree Robinson. I'm a senior. I'm 4.
Okay, where do you plan? You're a senior. Where do you plan on going after this, Tyree?
I just have to decide. I have a few junior colleges out in Kansas, Arizona. Yeah.
Absolutely. That'll be a good thing for you as long as you stay playing. We'll definitely keep up with you.
I'm Stone Wright. I play forward. I'm planning on doing prep school.
Absolutely.
Good.
Ben Potts, junior. I play forward.
Absolutely.
Haven't made a decision on where you want to go to school.
Are you
Other than
quite
East
yet.
High School?
Not quite yet.
Okay, good deal.
Now, do you play any other sport besides basketball?
Right now, basketball is a year-round sport. And if you can want to succeed in any sport, you just got to focus on a single sport.
I was listening to a deal with Bo Jackson last week, and he said he wouldn't make it to 2 sports. So it's good that you have the maturity to think, look, I'm good at this. I want to commit myself to it. I'm going to live and die with what I do in that sport. That's great. That's great. Keep it up. Keep the hard work up. Because that'll pay off. It says it right there.
I'm Randall Jones. I'm a combo guard. I'm also a senior.
Senior. Okay, where do you plan on going next year, Randall?
I plan to attend prep school.
Okay, that's good. Now, you played 4 years at East? 3 years. Okay. So where were you at?
My freshman year, I was at George Washington.
Oh, so you made that switch.
Yes.
Smart man. Good job. Good job there.
Right.
My name is Brian Carey, and I'm a point guard, and I'm a junior.
Okay, so you're going to be one of the ones returning next year.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. So we look forward to seeing you on that, too.
Yeah.
Next up.
Swing it on over there.
My name is Jordan Willis. I'm a junior.
Junior. Jordan,
I
you
play
play 2
forward.
sports.
Yeah.
What other
Play
sports you
football.
I play football too.
Yeah. What position of football?
Receiver. I had a chance to see him. I coach over at Denver South, so I was coaching at Denver South.
You saw the back of his jersey a lot then.
He's rated as the top returning receiver in the state.
Is that right?
He actually has great talent, so I enjoy watching that too. I love football, but I like basketball too. But so just keep it up to be able to balance with a coach like Coach Carey and then still play football, man. That speaks a lot for you. So just keep that up. That's cool.
Thank you.
Next up, last but not least,
I'm Jalen Moore. I'm a junior, and I'm graduating 2015.
Absolutely. So now you play another sport also?
I play football.
That's good. You got some toughness out
He's
there.
rated as the top defensive back in the state.
See? So that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that out of y'all coming out of the Angels. So let's get into some questions for you guys. And, everyone, I want you to answer the question. When you get it up, it's your turn. Make sure you make that answer. Now, it's a name that keeps popping around, and it's Lori Collier. I want you to, everybody get up there one time and just tell me, what does that name mean to you and what does that person mean to you as this season and things go on? Because I've had a chance to meet with her just for this past week, and our conversations have been in depth about you group of young men and what she puts in the effort to help you, and I'm actually very impressed by that. And you guys, I don't think you'll really understand it until later in life how much she does, but if you had a chance right now just to tell us about Lori Carter, just what she's done for you, what would you be able to say? Who's going to be first up?
I'll start off and tell you some things that she does for us.
Absolutely, Coach.
Everything. She orders uniforms. She schedules flight plans. She schedules dinners. She passes out uniform. She sets up practice plans. She talks to tournaments. She sets up tournaments. She sets up transportation across the country.
Wow.
Everything that we don't do as coaches on the floor, she takes care of everything off the floor. Everything.
Now, do you think that's been more important to you these last 4 years now with her being involved? Do you always have a parent that's been involved like
We've
that?
had parents do that in the past, but not to the efficient level that she does. She is the best by far that we've ever had. She is so meticulous that, she pays attention to every little thing, and she does it in such a professional manner. She has established relationships with coaches and hotels and airlines and